Good morning. My name is Dan Brady from Trendrating. So we don't focus on client engagement or client onboarding, anything like that. We're focusing on what clients care most about, and that's their money. Specifically, they want more of it. But what is the value of active management? It's to offer alpha to your clients, to outperform the benchmark, but not over 6 months or a year, over a longer period of time, 5 years or more. However, in the US, does anyone know how many active managers have outperformed their benchmark over the last 5 years? It's been 18%, 1-8. That means 82% of active managers have underperformed their benchmark over the last 5 years. 82%. That's unacceptable. And clients are getting sick of it. Clients are firing their active managers in droves. In 2009, 75% of US fund assets were in actively managed products. 10 years later today, it's split 50-50 between active and passive. So something needs to change. Active managers need to stop making excuses. And we don't think active management is dead. Far from it. But we do think the managers who refuse to pay attention to the advanced data analytics that are changing our industry will be left behind. We actually see there a huge opportunity in the equity markets, specifically centering around performance dispersion. In the first half of this year, the S&P 500 was up 17%. The top 20% of performers were up 44%. The bottom 20% were down 6%. That is a huge difference. Imagine if you had a way to capture most of those winners and avoid most of those losers early on in their cycle. That's exactly what we're trying to do here at Trendrating. We're trying to make performance dispersion work for you, not against you. So we've developed a methodology to capture price trends with a time horizon of 3 months to 3 years. Our data analytics add another level of intelligence to market and portfolio level data and is a perfect complement to a fundamental approach. So how does it actually work? Well, we built a model, and for the most part, it's looking at price, volume, and volatility. I'm going to focus on our web-based platform. We also offer other varieties of our service, including an analytics data feed. But if you're looking at the platform, everything we cover is rated A, B, C, or D. A and B is a bull trend, C and D is a bear trend. Simple as that. A's and B's, C's and D's, the accuracy is about 70 to 80%. Meaning if we rate something an A or a B, it'll be up after a month. C's and D's will be in negative territory after a month. So if we look here at the screening tab of the platform, this is looking at the S&P 500 constituents. Now, some of these names that have been rated A 2, 3, 4 years ago, Adobe is up 337% since we rated it the A. IDEX, PayPal, some of these names have crazy performance. But one thing I mentioned is we have volatility as one of the assumptions in the model. And if you look at IDEX, it was hit pretty hard in the fourth quarter of last year, as was the market. But our model took the volatility of that security into account, realized the trend was still intact, kept the A rating, and now it's hitting new high prices. So if I were just to scroll down, you can see other examples, a lot of examples of these names that have 100+% performance since we rated it an A. Now, we're in a bull market, so maybe you'd say, yeah, most names have done pretty well. But if we look at the C's and the D's, it's just as important to protect against losses as it is to identify those winners. And it's the same story. Kraft Heinz, we rated that a D, it's down 64%. Milan, Western Digital, Halliburton, State Street, all these names, imagine if you could have sold out when we downgraded it to a C or a D and protected your clients in these situations. It's not just a few names. If I go down, you can see more of the same story here. Protecting against those value traps. But how would you actually use something like this? Maybe you subscribe to the platform, but how would you know that one of your names was downgraded? How could you use this alongside your firm research, alongside your fundamental research? Well, you can upload all of your portfolios, all of your client portfolios, firms, model portfolios, watch list, whatever it may be. You can see everything in one place. You can run health checks, see which positions would be positions at risk, names that we have rated C or D, and you get email alerts if anything in your portfolio has been upgraded or downgraded. So in this example, if we're looking over the last month, we can see advanced auto parts, second one on the list. went from an A to a C. So our model picked up negative trends starting to form, a bearish trend, and we downgraded it to a C. What would you do in a situation like that? That would be emailed to your work email. You'd be notified of it immediately, and you can compare it to all of your firm's research, fundamental research. And if it also looks weak from a fundamental perspective, that's a clear sell sign. Same thing with confirming buys. It's rounding out your investment process by using fundamental and momentum trend capture in the same process. So what are we trying to do outside of this? There's really three things. Help you capture trends on the upside and the downside without too much whipsaw. We're also trying to help you put in place a systematic process, something that is repeatable and definable, something you can explain to your clients so they can trust you because they know your process, they know what's going into it, and you're not just picking stocks willy-nilly. It's something that is a definable, systematic process. And the third is making your practice more efficient. The average trend rating client spends 20 minutes a week on our platform. That's it, 20 minutes a week. We understand your time is better spent with your clients, trying to grow your book through new clients. 20 minutes a week, you can improve performance, improve efficiency, and have a system that checks your fundamental process. So again, this is just our web-based platform. We have data feeds, enterprise-level data feeds, and other options. It can be used as a standalone. It can be used tied in with the fundamental process. But this is Trendrating. This is the future. Thank you.